Hello, my name is Matthew Schwartz and I've been drumming for 5 years now. I've played in a variety of different bands and genres of music, ranging all the way from reggae to metal. I've played in jazz bands, small combos, and big band. I've done rock bands, grunge bands, you name it, I've done it. And in this video, I want to talk about goal setting and what good goal setting is. I talked about it in the last video, very briefly. I gave you a bit of a rundown on what I think good goal setting is, but I want to dive more in depth to it, so let's get into it. I think the first step in making a good goal would be to create a system that works for you. And this may look different for everybody. Some people prefer to write it down, some don't. It doesn't matter, just create a system that works for you. I'd be sure to think about how much time you have every single day to practice. This is very important. And how much time do you want to spend to reach your goal? Let's say you give yourself 2 weeks. You want to make sure your goal is obtainable within 2 weeks and not impossible. Setting realistic goals is very important. If our goals aren't realistic, we'll never reach our goals and we'll always be left disappointed, which won't give us the drive to keep pushing forward. The second thing I'd think about when making a good goal is forming a method of practice. Now, what forming a method of practice looks like to me is deciding which type of practice you want to go about. Using a metronome, using no-met, using your internal metronome. Do you want to build internal timing, or do you want to work your timing with a metronome? That's up to you to decide. Or it might be a hybrid of both. Let's say you have 30 minutes of practice and you want to dedicate 15 minutes of metronome work and 15 minutes of internal timing work. That's completely fine. It all depends on your goals. If you need help creating a system and a method of practice, you should check out my website. I do private lessons and the first one's free. The link in the description will be down below. This point ties into the last, but it's very important, and it's to add variety to your practice methods. You may get bored of just playing with the metronome or just playing at a certain tempo. I would suggest to try to experiment with how comfortable you are at different tempos. Push yourself a little bit. Get out of your comfort zone. If you've been practicing paradiddle-diddles at 80 beats per minute for 30 minutes straight, you might just get bored of that. Of course you're going to get better at playing paradiddle-diddles at 80 beats per minute. But it's important to be consistent with your practice. If you end up not doing that for the rest of the week, you're losing that consistency that's necessary with practice. And that brings me to my next point, which is being consistent. I would say practicing 5 minutes every single day for the entire week is a lot better than only practicing 1 day a week for 35 minutes. This is because getting exposure to something every single day drills it into your mind a lot quicker than you just doing it 1 day a week. And that's why it's important to add variety to your practice system. Make sure you're not practicing for too long on the same thing. Spice it up. I do want to note that practicing the boring stuff is necessary if you want to improve. If you only practice the stuff that you have fun at and the stuff that you're good at, you're never going to improve. Improvement comes when you practice what you don't want to practice and the things you suck at, and you have to start super slow at, and it's really tedious. That's where you make the most improvement in your practice. So just keep that in mind. You want to make your practice fun when doing that, but you want to also prioritize the things that you suck at. And practice doesn't have to be boring. You could be practicing the things that you think are boring and make it even more fun. I have strategies such as playing to backing tracks, play to some music, play to songs that you enjoy at good tempos that you need to practice at. Find songs like that. It helps so much. And or practice on a practice pad. If you're practicing rudiments on a practice pad, put on a movie or a TV show while having a metronome or just using your internal met. Just get muscle memory down. Getting muscle memory down is great behind a TV because who doesn't like watching movies? Alright, that's the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys want to see more stuff like this, you should like, share, comment, subscribe, and follow my socials. I'll have the links in the description down below. But until next time, stay groovy.